What's up, 717 Church? Praying that today is already a great day. It's Connect Sunday. We get the opportunity to build relationship towards Jesus. I'm here in the office and get to talk a little bit about what we did and what we discussed and what we learned as we gathered last Sunday. And if you didn't get to hear the message, it was simply talking about everybody's favorite word, which is submission. Says no one ever, right? And so when I was younger, I hated to lose. I still hate to lose. But I've kind of grown a little bit, not in height so much, but more in understanding of what God is and what He's doing, what He's calling me to. And so submission used to be something where I'm like, oh, I don't even like that word. I hate to lose. I hate giving in. I feel like submitting was like, man, I give up. But what I've realized is submission is more understanding of the whole of the relationship, of how I'm being loved and cared for, and how I can receive that in a way that allows me to go, I can trust them so I can follow. And so our hope today is that when we start to process this, it doesn't just affect our marriages, right? We always want to be better. We want to submit to the other person. And it is vital. We must be people that lead in submission because we understand what we have been given. But it affects all of our relationships, right? We've talked about the fact that all of us want to follow a servant leader. And yet when it comes to first our relationship with Jesus, we go, man, I love Him. I understand what He's done for me, but man, I have a hard time following. And so choosing the steps of trust in between so that I can continue to go, I love you. I know you love me. I'm going to follow. And that impacts our marriages too. Because we know when our spouse or the people closest to us are going, man, they're sacrificing for us. They're choosing unselfishness. They're trying to grow in a way that allows us to thrive. You want to follow that. You want to live under that. You want to submit to that relationship. And so it becomes easier and easier to follow. And so our hope today is going, not only do we not lose who God made us to be, right? It's not a loss of identity. But actually, even more, it's allowing who God made us to be to thrive even more because we're following under this submission, this servant leadership that allows us to understand what we've been given and how that impacts our day-to-day. And so it would be silly just to allow this to only be a marriage conversation. Instead, it affects the way we work, the way we have friendships. And so my hope and prayer today is going, man, how does submission change the relationships around you? And hopefully they get to see Jesus through that. So this never means we're doormats. Instead, this means that we're strong and caring and loving people that are willing to die to self for others to live. I love you. Praying that today brings all kinds of good conversation. And I hope that you get to see a little bit more Jesus and able to reflect that throughout your week. Love you. Have a great Sunday.